What makes for a great vision statement? Stay tuned and we'll teach you our simple recipe for creating a killer vision statement for your company. Hey everybody, welcome to the iProv vlog, where we help business leaders grow their business. I'm Jordan Smith, as always, joined by Patrick Laughlin. What's up, Pat? How are you?
What's up, Joe? How are you today?
I'm excited. I know we've talked about vision statement a few times in the past. This is Vision Week, so we're just focusing on vision for this next couple videos. And today we want to be super specific and again, reiterate not only why a vision statement is important, but also how to actually create one and how we kind of guide people whenever they hire us to help them create their vision statement. Right, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, the secret to every successful company that I've ever been around or been associated with or worked for is a clear sense of where the company's headed. And that all starts with the vision statement. It is literally something that paints a picture of the company's future. And it sort of lets everyone know that works for the company what they're working toward, which is hugely important. And the side benefit for leaders is that it allows them to focus on the most important high leverage tasks, the ones that only they can do, and the ones that are critical to fulfilling the promise of the vision statement. Creating one really is pretty simple if you follow a recipe like ours, right, Joe?
I love it. Well, let's just hop right into the recipe. So the thing that we always start with is a guiding purpose. A good vision statement starts with a guiding purpose.
Yeah, and some people confuse this with the quote unquote why, that was really popularized by Simon Sinek, but a why is something different. A why comes from the past. It's an origin story, and it's a statement of who we are and the sum total of our values and beliefs. A guiding purpose is really about the future. It is what describes the world that you want to live in and the thing that you are committing to help build. It's the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning that's not money. We always tell business owners that making money is table stakes. It's expected. This is the thing that really gets you excited about coming to work besides the balance sheet. The next thing is core competency. And, a simpler way to say that is, what are you best in the world at?
Mm-hmm. This is where, we say with your core competency, the more specific, the better, right? Especially if you're in a competitive field. And most folks are, at least most people watching this aren't inventing a brand new product that's the world hasn't seen before. So you might not be able to be the best plumber in the world, but if you can be the best plumber in the world that services a particular town with free estimates within 24 hours of a customer reaching out to you, bam, there you got a core competency that's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, and so the next thing you really need is you need a deadline for all of this, right? You have to sort of set a time frame for when you're going to establish the next key ingredient, which is some measure of success. A vision statement is about, really focuses on what is the long-term outlook for your company, right? Think 5 to 10 years out. So when you're considering these measures of success, what do you want the company to look like in terms of things like revenue? How much money do you want to be making in 5 to 10 years? How many employees do you expect that you'll need in order to generate that kind of income? What will the rest of your industry think of me? And these are just a couple of them, right? There are lots and lots of ways that you can measure success. Really, it's 4 simple ingredients that when you put them all together, your guiding purpose, your core competency, some sort of deadline. We prefer ones that are far out into the future, and a way to measure whether you're successful at achieving the things that you say you want to achieve. Mix all that stuff together, and you've got yourself a pretty powerful vision statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, a guiding purpose, a core competency, where the more specific you can be, the better. A deadline, when do you want to accomplish these things, and ways to measure success. Again, just repeating those steps, that you've got all the ingredients you need for a vision statement.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, just using our plumber example, Jordan, in 5 years, Jordan wants to be known as the most high touch plumber in Central Arkansas. And, that will, in that 5-year time frame, he wants to grow the business to $2 million in revenue. You've got all of the sort of ingredients mixed in there together to produce a good start at a vision statement.
Yeah, I love it. And again, remember the importance of a very clearly defined vision statement is to make sure that everybody in the organization is all pointed in the same direction. It gets you out of every single conversation. It gets you out of every email, every single Zoom meeting, every single lunch meeting that your people have, and allows you to focus on the big picture, and puts guardrails around your employees and the decisions that they make, because more than likely, you're not going to be able to get your organization to where you want to get it alone, and you shouldn't have to be. So the vision is the very first part of that. So if you're struggling on putting your vision down on paper, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know. Drop us a comment. We'll show you ours. We'll also give you examples of other ones that we built for people in the past if you reach out to us, and hopefully that'll kind of spark enough conversation and spark enough thoughts in your head where you can get back on the right track to writing a vision statement that helps you get back to leading the organization and not just working in the organization.
Absolutely. We help business leaders every day clarify and communicate compelling visions for their companies, and we'd love to help you do the same.
Absolutely. So like, comment, subscribe, drop us a line, and we'd be happy to help with your vision statement. No problem. So until next time, thanks, Pat. Peace, peeps.